Okay, in this video I'd like to talk to you about left-hand strengthening techniques. Basically, when you play the electric guitar, there's no point having your fingers really high up off the fretboard, because if you want to play fast, all you're going to have to do is bring them back down again. So it kind of pays to have your fingers as close to the fretboard as possible. This technique I'm about to show you can help you in achieving this. Basically, if you play an A note here on the low E string in the 5th fret, and go up chromatically up the fretboard, but keep all your fingers in place as you do so, so you have all 4 of your fingers down on the fretboard as you play chromatically. But what you do here is you move your first finger down to the D note of the A string, but keep all your fingers in place, and then move your second finger down to the D sharp and play it, your third finger down to the E, and your fourth finger down to the F. So what you're doing is you're keeping all your fingers in place, and you're only moving the ones that you need at that time to be able to play the note. So starting again, you'll have this. It's quite a fiddly, kind of painful exercise, but what you're actually doing is strengthening your fingers, because you're only moving the ones that you need when you need them. You're not having them just high off the fretboard. So this technique, you can go up all the strings by doing the same kind of thing. It'll help strengthen your left hand. So going up chromatically, and again, it is kind of a painful exercise, but then stretching your fingers in general when you play the electric guitar and the classical guitar and the acoustic guitar as well, sometimes you have to endure. And you can play in other positions on the guitar. It'll be harder the lower you go down, because the frets are wider. Another left-hand strengthening technique is one with the use of chords. Basically, if you play a chord like this hasn't really got any name to it. Kind of sounds bad whilst played like that, but we're not really worrying about the sound of it, just the strengthening of our left hand. And then move your second and third finger to this pattern. It's another way to help between the movement of your left hand fingers. So if you just practice doing this, it can help strengthen your second and third fingers. So we have this chord, then this chord, this chord, then this chord. Now, another thing you can do is move your first and fourth fingers down from the into this position here. So we're strengthening these fingers now. So they're remaining on the 5th and the 8th frets, but they're moving your first finger from the 5th string to the 2nd, and your 4th finger from the 2nd to the 5th. So this can help strengthen your 1st and 4th fingers. And now we can move the 2nd and 3rd fingers as well. So we have this. So initially we have this pattern, then this pattern, then move to here, and that can help strengthen all your fingers with holding chords. Basically, it's just an exercise. They're not actual sort of chords that you perhaps would use in music. Sound kind of quite bad, but it is an exercise to help strengthen your left hand in general. Another thing that can probably help you with stretching is to move your 1st and 4th finger, holding these kind of shapes, but having a fret between your 2nd and 3rd finger, like this, for example. So previously we had this kind of a shape. I've just moved it up to the 8th fret now, but I'm now moving my 1st and 4th finger So there's a fret in between my second and third finger, like this. Now I'm moving my second and third finger into that other position. And this can all help strengthen my left hand.